He was the Kentucky Derby favorite before sidelined by a hoof injury. Now Forte is the morning line favorite for the Belmont Stakes. Eddie Olczyk joins me here as we look at the contenders for Belmont Stakes 155. Eddie, what do we do with Forte?
Well, Jeremy, great to be with you. And first off, what a day for Vinny and Teresa Viola, co-owners of Forte, where they're trying to get the third jewel of the Triple Crown, winning the Belmont Stakes. And oh, by the way, their hockey team, the team that they own, is in the Stanley Cup Final playing Game 4 on Saturday night in Sunrise, Florida. So what a day for any owner, let alone Vinny and Teresa, and best of luck to them in both. But I think the biggest question mark is the inactivity. I think that's probably the obvious for everybody. But this horse just seems to be able to grind. And when it looks like maybe the horse might be spinning his wheels, Irad gets him outside, and all of a sudden he just starts picking up horses one by one by one.
Right.
So I think he's a use, but the inactivity is certainly an issue for me, probably more of an underneath horse. But he loves Belmont. He's 1-for-1, and I think there's something to that.
Now, the layoff you're talking about, the inactivity, goes back to the Florida Derby on April the 1st, so more than 2 months off for Forte, and it's forced time off. It wasn't by choice here for a horse who was scratched from the Kentucky Derby and then on the vets list, ineligible to run in the Preakness Stakes. Where would you like to see him in the race?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's probably going to be mid-pack. I don't think that, I think Irad, if it happens to be a slower pace, I don't think he's going to be pressing up and trying to sit in that, first or second flight. I think he sits right in the middle of the pack and can start picking off horses one by one. And he just seems like it seems that he almost has 2 strides for everybody else's one. So I think that would probably be the game plan. And maybe on the far turn, if they're going, relatively slow, and Irad says, you know what, I'm going to try to make a half-mile run here. Seems like Forte might be the type of horse to be able to do it. So pace always makes the race, but I think there's no doubt you have to use Forte somewhere on your tickets.